In this video, I'm going to be talking about whether you should be investing in Pokemon cards or whether you are just caught up in the insane hype that surrounds it right now. Stay tuned. What's up guys, Christos here and welcome back for another video. Now, if it's your first time here, this channel is all about entrepreneurship, making money online and investing. So if that's something that interests you, then consider subscribing below. Now, over the past couple of years and even more so in the past few months, Pokemon cards, their value and the hype that surrounds them have completely shot out of those Diglett holes and into oblivion with big names such as Steve Aoki, Gary Vaynerchuk and Logan Paul, who actually in the last couple of days released a video where he unpacked a $200,000 first edition booster box live on stream. Roll the clip.
3 cards left.
These are the big ones.
Starmie. 2 cards left.
Oh! We got a Charizard!
And yes, you guessed it, whilst I watched this amazing video, and trust me, it was absolutely epic, the 10-year-old in me started to come out again. And there was at one point, and I'm sure it happened to many people watching this video, where I even started thinking whether or not I should be personally investing into Pokemon cards. Now, this does lead to dangerous avenues or potentially great avenues, and that's why I made this video today. And basically, all I want to do is try and help you guys work out whether investing into Pokemon cards is going to be the right investment for you, or whether you are just kind of getting sucked into the little bit of a bubble which I personally believe is happening right now. And if you stick around till the end of the video, I'm going to be personally letting you guys know whether I am actually going to be investing into Pokemon cards in the future myself or not. So stick around for that. And let's get into it. Okay, so there's 2 main things that I personally believe that you should be looking at to help you decide whether you want to invest into Pokemon cards or not. And that is number 1, your own personal motive and goals. And then number 2, the current hype that actually surrounds it. So let's start off with number 1, and that is your own personal motive and goals for investing into the Pokemon cards. And I want to just simply say, if your only goal is to make money from Pokemon cards, you have literally zero interest in the card itself or Pokemon as a franchise itself, then I'm going to tell you now, I don't think investing in Pokemon cards is going to be right for you. There are so many other things that you can do if your only motive is to make money. Number 1 being investing into the stock market. If you have no love for that card at all and you only want to make money from that card, then I just want to say stop the video right now. However, if your main motivation is to collect the card and you show some nostalgia around the Pokemon franchise, and maybe your secondary motivation is, oh, I might be able to sell this for a profit in a few years' time, then maybe it's something you should be considering, because at the end of the day, anything you invest in, you should have a passion for. Like I've said in previous videos, I have a massive passion for investing into individual stocks, and I only invest into stocks that I am passionate about and that I know a lot about as well. So I want to basically just say point number 1 is very simple. If you have a passion for Pokemon cards, you love the card, you could say to yourself, if this card was to lose value, all of its value tomorrow, I would still be proud that I own this card. Maybe it is a good thing to look into and do your research a little bit more on, but if your only motivation is to just make money, then I wouldn't recommend it at all. Moving quickly on to point number 2, and that is about the hype that surrounds Pokemon card investing and collecting at the moment. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, we have some massive names getting involved with Pokemon cards. Like I said, we have Gary Vaynerchuk, massive influencer on YouTube, Logan Paul, one of the biggest YouTubers in the world, Steve Aoki, worldwide DJ, and I believe I've just heard that Logic, the rapper, has purchased the world record costing Charizard for, I think it's like $225,000, which is absolutely an insane amount of money for just one card, considering just a few months ago it was only worth around $30,000, I believe, which kind of really brings me to what I'm talking about and the hype and possibly it being in a little bit of a bubble, because all of this is kind of reminding me of the Bitcoin days around 3 years ago. When I was looking at getting involved in Bitcoin, this was very much the same thing. We had a lot of big names jumping on the Bitcoin bandwagon, talking about it on YouTube. Even Gary Vee talked about it. I remember watching a video from him talking about Bitcoin, how he'd invested in it.
So I bought Bitcoin in 2014.
And the Bitcoin price was absolutely booming. People got in at a later date and lost a lot of money. I kind of see this being the way that Pokemon cards are going at the minute. It really kind of makes me a little bit worried and more conscious as to whether I should be investing in it at this time, you know. Another thing that I've seen a lot of as well, which kind of makes me compare it to the Bitcoin days, is that when Bitcoin was kind of booming and stuff like that, we saw a lot of Bitcoin gurus, money makers, courses come out of the woodwork, and a lot of people got scammed with that. And I've now started to see that with Pokemon cards. I won't name any of them, but it doesn't take long to go onto Instagram and find people talking about ways to make money of Pokemon cards. So that kind of worries me when I see those kind of people, because it makes me feel that we're maybe in a little bit of a bubble with it. Now let's move back on focus as to whether you should be deciding on whether you should be investing in Pokemon cards or surrounding the hype. Now, like I mentioned, with the big names mentioning Pokemon cards in their YouTube videos, this is going to create a non-organic spike in the price, and that's exactly what has happened, and we have seen it happen with the value of the cards. Now, what I'm trying to say is, if you are investing into Pokemon cards, you need to be approaching it with a long-term strategy. Now let's move back on focus and let's talk about how you should be deciding whether you should be investing into Pokemon cards surrounding the hype. Now, like I said, I personally believe with all of the big names talking about it, this has created a non-organic price hike in the value of the cards. Like I just mentioned, we've had a Charizard go from $30,000 to over $200,000. This is completely non-organic, and when the hype does die down, like it definitely will, there will be a drop in the price of the cards. Now, what I'm trying to say to you guys is that if you are deciding on whether to invest or not, you need to be coming at what type of investment you are going to be making. And let's basically put it two ways. If you are looking to go in a long-term investment, you're happy holding these Pokemon cards for 10 plus years, let's say, then maybe it should be something you should be consider investing in. Now, let's say you are only in it for the short term, and let's say you've invested £1,000 into a Pokemon card, and the next month the hype dies off a little bit, and that Pokemon card drops down to £500. Now, if you're a short-term investor, you're going to be pretty naffed off that this has happened. Maybe a few emotions come into play, and that's not the way you want to be when you are an investor. If you are on the long-term perspective and you're happy that when your stock comes down, or your Pokemon card comes down, sorry, in price, you're happy and you are confident that that Pokemon card will go up in price, which I'm sure it probably will. There are definitely some Pokemon cards out there, after doing my own research, that I know definitely won't be reprinted. So that only means that demand will only get higher as time goes on. Like I said, if you're in that long-term point of view, then it could be a really good investment for you, especially if you are passionate about it as well. So that's basically it. If you're long-term, it may be a great shout to look at. However, if you're looking to just flip them, and let's say a couple of months time, then maybe you should be considering your options again. Now, as I did promise at the start of the video, I did say I was going to let you guys know whether I would personally be investing or not. Now, I basically sat back after watching all of these videos because I am personally really interested in Pokemon. I grew up with Pokemon. I've even got pictures of me holding Pokemon cards when I was like 10 years old. I'll throw it up. But I basically asked myself those two questions, and whilst I don't have a problem with number two, which is the long-term investment, that's pretty much what I do with all my investments, I do have a problem with my motive. And I personally just don't believe that me holding a card is going to bring me that much joy that I can just hold on to it for a long time. So I am personally going to not be investing in Pokemon cards right now. That's not to say that I won't do it in the future if an opportunity comes about, but personally I am not going to be doing it right now. But that doesn't mean it's not a great investment. That's just my own personal opinion. I'm sure it is an amazing investment. There has been a lot of people that have made a lot of money off it. So basically I just want to say, ask yourself those two questions before you make the leap and start investing into some Pokemon cards. Now just a quick one before I go, for those people that are interested in investing in Pokemon cards, you're going to need the right education, and it is absolutely critical on what content you consume. Now, over the past couple of months, I've been watching a lot of a certain UK YouTuber, and I think this guy is absolutely spot on. His name is Randolph. I think he has some association with the Sidemen on YouTube, but he has his own Pokemon YouTube channel, and this guy is absolutely amazing. He's completely honest. He's actually said a lot of the things I've spoken about in this video, so I highly recommend checking him out before you do anything else. I'll leave his channel in the description below. But apart from that, guys, I hope this video has brought you some value. Hope you've maybe made a decision on whether you're going to invest in Pokemon cards or not. If you have any thoughts, let me know in the comment section down below. Like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel for more videos. Turn that notification bell on, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Take care.